And good evening, Trojan fans, and welcome out to Walk-Ons. Boy, the speaker seemed to work, didn't it? Can y'all hear us now? I know John Henry can hear us. There's no doubt about that. He's right in front of it. So welcome out to Walk-Ons on a beautiful Thursday evening here. I am Doug Gann alongside of Nick Magnano. This is the Thomas Bachman Show, brought to you by Sadler's Towing, right here from Walk-Ons each and every Thursday, except when it's on Wednesday, and sometimes it's been on Tuesday. But with all of that out of the way,
we're Thursday from here on out.
There you go. Nick, I might take a little more headset in here, too, if you can. There you go. That'll be fine. We'll fix it during the break. But, Coach, welcome.
Here we go. Back on Thursday, back in routine. I enjoy this. You know, playing on Thursday last week, it was great. I like to get into routine, and I hope that's where we are here as we go forward. Just, you know, Friday night routine. But it's good to be here at Walk-Ons, getting ready for another one.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Eventually, I'll be able to. You may have one of those green buttons pushed too. Nope. All right, we'll figure it out. So, Coach, tremendous game. You guys got out to another fast start on last week and went out and took care of business. You and I have had a lot of talks about it, and we'll cover a lot of things during the way, too. But, again, how important is it to start fast?
Yeah, you know, I mean, that's a huge part of it. You know, I know that, you know, analytics are such a huge part of the game, and scoring first. I think that people say if you can score first, you know, I think there's a 60% win probability at that point, you know, just as you begin to break it all down. You know, so, yeah, grabbing control of the game, making them chase you where you can, I think is a huge part of it. Certainly something that we want to do. Of course, we deferred. You know, they got the ball first, so, you know, putting the defense out there, we're able to get a 3 and out and then go score. And, yeah, it was kind of off to the races after that.
Look, I know Nick had a lot of, in his keys to the game.
It wasn't all pretty.
Well,
you know, there's a lot about it that where it was, you know, frustrating. You go back and watch the film, and it's like, all right, we can play better than this. We made a lot of small mistakes. You know, we need to play better. We need to coach better. You know, because I think the first offense ran 28 plays, and we had 7 plays that went for negative yardage. You know, that's something that we pride ourselves on. We don't want negative plays. You know, we don't want tackles for loss. We don't want penalties. So there's a lot to clean up when you got one out of every 4 plays that is going for negative yards. You know, I mean, that's something that, you know, might have been harped on a little bit this week. You know, as we were on the field, you know, just cleaning up some of that stuff, and, you know, told the kids this afternoon, like, you know, I know we're talking about the game. Tuesday's practice was like we were on them. And my favorite thing about coaching these kids is that every time we've challenged them, all they know how to do is respond.
Well, Coach, I know you said it was ugly, but Union Parish had 3 first downs. So that's definitely a positive. Yeah. We talked about that. 51 yards rushing, negative 1 yard passing. So, I mean, that's a good performance by your defense. But also, like you said,
yeah, I feel good about that group. You know, we've said that last week, I think. Just, you know, the coaching, the playing, the ability, the intelligence, you know, feel good about that group, proud of what they're doing. And, you know, as we get deeper into this thing, certainly going to be tested and looking forward to those tests. But, you know, they were pretty dominant, you know, outside of that one series that, you know, we muffed the punt, and they pick up 2 first downs, threaten us for a field goal. But, you know, the ability to get off the field, give up no points after a turnover is a big thing. And then really the only other play that you can point to that, you know, we got a little bit hurt is where they hit the veer, fullback runs for a big game. Outside of that, you know, we were able to keep it pretty contained and never really threatened that we were going to give up many points.
Right.
You've always talked about limiting explosive plays. They had the one that really stood out, but you guys created the explosive plays, and that's kind of one of the ways that you judge. We don't want to give up this many explosives. We need plays over 15 yards here, and we want to limit some things. So overall, it looked like it did what you wanted.
We won a lot of those. I don't know what the total yardage was. The 70-yarder to you know, to Alex there on 3rd down, and, you know, catch and run, and then he does the rest. You know, that was an explosive. We had several runs that went for, you know, 15 or 20. I mean, we hit some explosive plays, fade ball again, you know, go ball, and had an opportunity at a few more. we'll keep presenting and we'll make those plays the deeper we get into this thing. But had an opportunity for a couple more explosives, but from the offensive side of the football, a little bit more consistency,
right.
Play in and play out. And then defensively, let's roll into this week and try to continue the momentum. I think that it's a whole different test, that we're fixing to get into and talk about as we move forward. But just not a whole lot of football play, a lot of plays when the clock's running there
right.
in the first half. Second half just goes really quick.
This is one of those games that you'll look at. Last year on the schedule, it was very favorable to the Trojans being at home on a lot of these big games. This is the first time in a while since of course the trip to New Orleans notwithstanding, but that you guys have went on the road in one day for a game, and so we'll see how the business approach is to that.
Yeah, Coach Mercer and I were talking about that a little bit earlier today. The only thing I'd point to is that, we did go to Acadiana for a scrimmage. We did go to Sterlington for a jamboree. So, if you're talking about a regular season ball game outside of the dome, where you're going into somebody else's stadium, you got to go back all the way to week 9 when we went to Ouachita, at the end of the regular season last year. So you're right. We've played at home. Very proud of that. You got to earn the right to play at home in the playoffs.
That's right.
And so I'm fine with trying to do that again. So we play right here in Central Louisiana. But looking forward to the trip. This is a program that's been in the semifinals 7 of the last 10 years. They've been in the quarterfinals, I think, 9 out of the last 10 years. They played for 2 state championships, won 1. These are the games that I think as competitors you really look forward to. I think that's the case for our kids. So here we go.
Look, I'm going to let Nick get into it real quick, but one of the lines that you had in that Road to the Dome documentary, one of those, the Road to the Dome has the opportunity to run right through that property out there. That's important.
Absolutely it is. Absolutely it is. Our home field advantage, our community, our crowd, our energy. You control so many of the variables with, the atmosphere that you can help create in pregame when you play at home. And so we've got to bring our own energy. We've got to bring our own atmosphere regardless. I don't necessarily know what we're going into, but we control how we approach the game. And so that's the significance of and the challenge of when you go play on the road. You don't control all those factors that you do when you play at home. So last time we played on the road, with the exception of Superdome, we played pretty well.
That's right. Nick?
Yeah, Coach, you had 41 plays on offense. I know you said 28 were your first team. 307 yards, 187 passing, 120 rushing, 12 first downs. What's that, about 30 minutes of football probably, estimation?
28 plays. We got the block punt right before halftime to get it rolling. The middle part of the game, if you were to look at it, the 2 possessions right there, possession 5, 6, and 7 were not good offensive possessions. No points out of those. A lot of self-inflicted harm, whether it's a penalty, whether it's a negative play, whether just shot herself in the foot too many times. Pretty frustrated there. That you just want to play clean. You want to play well. You want to control the things you can control. But overall, not so bad.
Right. And I would say you've probably, between the 2 games, your first team has played 1 game. Probably. It's a number. Minute-wise.
How many
snaps.
Yes. I would say give or take. I'd say you're looking at 75 to 80 snaps in a ball game when you're playing 4 quarters and it's a back and forth ball game. Sometimes more than that. I can remember 22 when Joe, I think we ran like 98 offensive plays against St. Thomas More that night. Like it was a lot. Both teams are playing with tempo. And, they have the ability tomorrow night to play with tempo. They're a no-huddle offense.
That's right.
They have a veteran signal caller. That this game, we want to be prepared to play whatever style of play we got to play to
And Coach
to win
Scott's going to have
game.
them ready to go. He's a very talented group that's down there on the sidelines.
Yep, no doubt. So, you say, between 28 and 33 with the ones, maybe not even a game worth of snaps.
That's
so
true.
we'll see. It is. We got a game worth of snaps Tuesday afternoon. I'll tell you that much. So
look, we'll talk about that in a bit too. We're going to take our first break, and then we're going to get into.
Sorry, I can't help but jump ahead.
You know, you're fine. Look, that's what I'm here. I found that my worth to this program is just keeping things between the lines. That's what I do here, and I sit back and enjoy the conversations that we have throughout the evening. But we're going to name our Sabine State Bank Player of the Game. Welcome aboard to Sabine State Bank. We appreciate what they do. We'll have our Southern Air Cool Play of the Game, and we'll talk about how I've fumbled on that. Player of the Game, we're going to give a game ball away each week. We'll do that. There's the Sabine State Bank Player of the Game, the Trojans, and the 446 logo that's on there as well. So we have to go back into week 1. We'll award our week 2 after the break when we talk about it. But I did want to present the week 1 game ball to Alex Fontenot.
Oh,
He's somewhere
right
around there.
He's right there.
Look, I would throw it. You got to come up here to get this. Yeah, I would throw it, but I don't throw it near.
He can catch it. You're just not sure if you.
No,
can throw
I'm not sure. No, I'm certain of the throw is not there. So from week 1, our player of the game. Congratulations to you. There you go. Alex Fontenot has that, and congratulations, tremendous. I got to believe there's plenty of those in his future. There's no doubt about that.
Yep.
And so we wanted to get that awarded. We'll have our week 2. After the break, when we have our Express Pros lineman of the game, we'll have our cool play of the week, and then we'll award our game ball. We'll do all of that. You still have time to come out. There's a few empty tables left out of here. We invite you to come out to walk-ons and visit with us. We're here from 7 to 8-ish. Don't go anywhere. I am Doug Gann. That is Nick Magnano. Thomas Bachman Show, brought to you by Sadler's Towing. We'll be back right after this.
Yeah, so what happened out there tonight?
We struck out at home with leftovers, then we remembered walk-ons.
What effect did the situation have?
Spirit soared. Nick took on a burger. Jen obliterated her ribeye po' boy. And speaking of spirits, Laura even scored a real tasty cocktail. She needed that.
Any lessons learned today?
Yeah. Head straight to walk-ons.
Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers, and cocktails. Walk-ons for the win.
When it comes to celebrating big moments, BK Distributors has you covered. From eye-catching fathead decals and senior banners to custom cutouts that bring your favorite faces to life, we help make memories larger than life. Cheer loud and proud with hand fans and personalized signs, or honor achievements with awards and trophies that shine just as bright as the people who earn them. Whether it's for your school, your team, your business, or your community, BK Distributors delivers quality, creativity, and service you can trust. BK Distributors, where every moment deserves to stand out.
In Central Louisiana, you might see me at the ballparks or soccer fields, or we might cross paths at the grocery store. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local expert when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on. I'm Jason Hall. Learn more about how Farm Bureau Insurance can save you time and money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK and let me help you protect your biggest investments. Real service, real people. Farm Bureau Insurance.
There's a reason why more of your friends and neighbors talk about their cataract surgery at Wallace Eye Associates. They know our tradition of eye excellence spans decades. They also know how committed we are to our local community. If you're ready to have your vision restored through modern cataract surgery, call us to schedule your annual cataract evaluation. When it's time for cataract surgery, there's only one team, one focus, your vision. Wallace Eye Associates.
And we're back here to walk-ons on a beautiful Thursday night. And there's two guys on here that have burst onto the scene this season, no doubt about it. They make it easy on me because it's just the same last name. So that's pretty easy for me to do. But for those that don't know, go ahead and introduce yourselves there to the folks.
My name is Noble Williams, and I play running back for Ash.
Casey Williams, I play running back too.
And no relation.
No, sir.
There you go. That's all right. Look, again, it makes it easy on us without a doubt. You guys have just shot out onto the scene. I mean, touchdowns either way, out of the backfield, catch the ball. Pretty nifty punt return on there. We'll talk about it in just a minute. But how has it been this season coming out and getting QB? I mean, those running back reps.
Yeah. For me, I can say it's been like very energizing. I've been waiting for this moment. Like after spring, really of this year, the whole summer I've been putting in work and just ready for that first game. Really, just to do my thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Kaysen, how about you?
Man, it's been amazing. We play for a really good team, so it's amazing that we're a part of a really good organization and play.
What was it like following? Because there was a pretty good running back that got the carries last year on there, JT Lindsey, and you following that up, stepping into that, and the perception around the state, of course, is what it is. Oh, well, JT's gone. They're going to be down at running back. I don't think so.
Nah.
No. What are your thoughts? I know you're not having to prove anything, but what do you want to prove to yourselves when you go out there and do?
JT, being my cousin, he's done a lot of great things, and that, he can do it, we can do it too. No matter what, if we're sophomore, senior, junior, like anything's possible. So
that's right.
Yeah, it's just amazing.
Look, I'm glad you run the ball and catch the ball. You shy a little bit about here. Tell me about yourself, Kaysen. I got it. So you made a good point. No, you made a very good point. It doesn't matter what classification you are on there. What is it? Somebody says you're just a sophomore.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot. People have been saying like maybe Noble's junior year he's gonna shine, and I wanted to really prove him wrong and show him like that I've been putting in work. I can do it as a sophomore.
Look, I don't think anybody doubts that now. Big test this week coming up against Destrehan. First big road trip for you guys. What's your thought process there?
Just really excited, because this is our first away game, and it's really away. It's all the way to New Orleans. It's a long drive, so just ready to, since we have a lot of away games coming up, ready to get used to that feeling of, the long bus rides, getting mentally locked in for the game. So, yeah,
and
excited.
This is definitely the longest, there's no doubt. Tell me about the relationship with you guys, how you work when in practice, when one's out there and you come off and the other, what kind of information do you share? What kind of bond do you guys have?
We really support each other. Like if it's a thing he knows and I don't know, or I know and he doesn't know, we're like going to help each other there.
When you see the defense look, and maybe whoever got the start, and it's easily parallel ones. One comes off, and the other goes out. Like they want to take a break for a minute. All right, well, he's off to the sideline. Kaysen's off. Here comes this other kid. Or Noble's off. Here comes this other kid. And then right past him you go. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's really great because, me and Kaysen, it takes off the wear and tear off of us.
Right.
So I think it's amazing. And we also have, like, a strong O-line.
Right.
They're growing every day in practice. And for them to be there every play, they're not rotating every single play. They're there every single play, blocking, and they're the reason for our runs. So I have to give them a shout-out. So.
Look, and when you hear them talk, we've had them on the show, and when you hear them talk, they love being able to do that. And just look down the field as you guys are running down there. So tell me this, because, and look, you'll get used to me before it's over, because you're just young and just sophomores, does that first-team defense take it easy on y'all in practice?
No, not
at all. No.
Tell me how that is going against those guys.
It's really good. It's better for us because, we get to compete against people that are really good, like one of the best defenses in the state, so it just gets us prepared for whoever we got to play.
How was Tuesday?
Man, Tuesday, it was tough, but at the end of the day, you're doing it for a purpose, so it really pushes you to, go 101%. So, yeah.
Look, I absolutely love it. All right, so we got to get folks to know you guys on there, too. What do you do outside of football? What's when you're not that there's much off season?
Outside of football, I came from a musical family, or I come from a musical family, so.
Don't get ahead of my questions. No, go ahead.
Yeah. So I just like, playing music, listening to music. My dad, he plays piano, You know, I play a lot of instruments.
Grandpa's not real bad on the saxophone too. He can get after it.
Not bad at all. So,
right.
Yeah. So I really just enjoy listening to music, playing music.
Do you
in
play?
my free time? Yeah. Yes, sir.
What do you play?
Piano, baritone, trumpet, tuba. And
So everything.
Yeah.
That's good. What about life outside of football with you, Kaysen?
I mean, it's not really much life outside of football. I mean, it's kind of is my life.
There you go.
A lot of training, a lot of.
Look, I love to see, and it pays off on the field too. There's no doubt about it. It's just fun. Especially when both of you on the field together. I don't know how you defend that. I don't know what it is that you do. One of the things since summer practices and 7-on-7s and things that I've seen both of you improve in is catching the ball out of the backfield. That's a big component to what the offensive coach Bachman and the Trojans run offensively. How has that part of your game improved some?
I mean, we got a really good quarterback back there, so you got to learn how to catch because we got to.
Right.
Yeah, and wait, can you ask the question again?
Well, just what is it that your game has improved catching the ball out of the backfield from the summer that we saw? Was it just getting used to it, or because now it looks like you guys are in the flow?
Yeah, I guess it's getting used to it because like freshmen, we didn't throw the ball at all.
Right.
We just ran the ball every single play. So we just really been getting used to it. Yeah.
And again, a reminder. That was last year.
Yeah.
So it's not.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine why you just run the football in freshman football with you two guys back there. There's no doubt in my mind at all. But it is a part of your game that you guys have both improved on in the short time that you've been doing it, and that shows that you work on your game.
Yeah.
Another one of those things was back there running kicks back. Mindset of it, because the first one of the night didn't really go well, and you're like, okay, I'll make up for that, and you go to the house. What's that feeling like when you know that there's the end zone and I'm going?
I mean, after I caught it, I looked to the outside, nobody was there, so I was like, well, guess I got to go score.
I guess you do, right? Then you had another big opportunity. I thought the one where I guess you bobbled it around, and no, it bounced around. It looked like it almost just bounced up in your hands. You were trying to let it go out of bounds. You come all the way back across the field. Looked like you had another one.
Yeah, I was just trying to, like, at first I was going to let it go out of bounds and then get the offense out there, but then it like bounced back.
It bounced back towards you is what it did.
It towards me, and I caught it, and I was like, well, got to do something with it.
So might as well go score.
Yeah.
Look, I just love that approach. So you know that we give away our game ball of the week. Alex got it week 1. And you guys are both always in the discussion for it, and you're going to be that way a lot. But I think it was the punt return for the touchdown that put it over the top. So our week 2 player of the game that's going to get the game ball is Kaysen Williams. So congratulations, sir.
Thanks.
On that. There you go. And look, I'm going to tell you the decision-making process and the defense, again, best in the state. And again, Merch calls me. He's like, really? I was like, dude, they're doing a great job. I said, this offense. He said, what do we got to do? He said, and for that matter, special teams is kind of defense anyway. So there you go. We'll have that. But looking forward to following the career, you guys. We were excited about it getting started, and just look forward to another big night tomorrow night, but a tremendous season.
Yes,
Noble and Case and Williams, you'll see them 3 and 4 running backs out there on the field all season long. Split out at wideout. There's nothing that this duo can't do, and we've got them right here. Guys, thank you for joining us, and we look forward to having you on again.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after this. You are watching the Thomas Bachman Show, brought to you by Sadler's Towing, right here at Walk-Ons.
Yeah, so what happened out there tonight?
We struck out at home with leftovers, then we remembered walk-ons.
What effect did the situation have?
Spirit soared. Nick took on a burger. Jen obliterated her ribeye po' boy. And speaking of spirits, Laura even scored a real tasty cocktail. She needed that.
Any lessons learned today?
Yeah. Head straight to walk-ons.
Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers, and cocktails. Walk-ons for the win.
In Central Louisiana, You might see me at the ballparks or soccer fields, or we might cross paths at the grocery store. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local expert when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on. I'm Jason Hawk. Learn more about how Farm Bureau Insurance can save you time and money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK and let me help you protect your biggest investments. Real service, real people. Farm Bureau Insurance.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save the day. From keeping you comfortable to plumbing repairs and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, your one-stop solution for AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. As the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right all year round. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $6,000.
Find a dealer near you at LouisianaKubotaDealers.com.
And we're back here to walk-ons. Coach, it's just a beautiful night out there. A little bit of housekeeping, too, as next week, and I know you don't like to jump ahead, but for our folks that are out here, next week is homecoming week. That means we will be out on campus for the show. So after the parade, make sure you stick around. Going to be a lot of fun. We'll get some announcements about that as we go along. But, man, it's always a special night out on campus for homecoming.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to having all the spirit groups, the band, showcase, the leaderships of all the groups that make all the programs and make us go. So always look forward to that night with just, giving a glimpse into some of the other programs that are a part of Friday nights.
And we get to meet a lot of people that watch from around the country that come in for homecoming too, and that's so good to hear from folks that are able to watch what's going on.
It's always a great night. It's always a great night.
All right, Nick, we've got to get into our lineman of the week. It's our Express Pros. You had one job, and they look out and honor a lineman because most of the time, coaches, we've said, those guys aren't getting their name called unless it's associated with a holding or a false start. So, Nick, tell us about it.
Yeah, great thing about defense is if you draw that foul, you're good to go. So we're going to go on the defensive side of the ball. The defensive lineman number 24, Jay Spikes. Spikes had 1 solo tackle, 2 assists, 3 total. He had 2 tackles for loss. And talked to
graded out really high.
Yeah, talked to Coach OJ, and he said he
really
graded
high
out.
on him.
Yeah.
Graded out really high. And
senior, right, Coach?
Yep, senior.
One of the few that you have on your defense side.
Yep, senior. Didn't miss a summer workout. Been great. Fun personality. Great for the camaraderie of the locker room, and looking forward to the senior year he's going to have. Feel good about that defensive front, and feel good about what he did last week, and he's going to continue to get better. One of the kids that's that makes high school football so rewarding. Overachiever, works hard. I'm trying to talk about him for a while.
We've seen that the minute that we started seeing him play last year.
That's right.
He had
came in last year.
A high motor that would just go. That's correct.
And, had a Washita's on right here, watching Washita in Sterlington, and so he spent 2 years there, and came down, and that can be difficult, but he's made the transition really well. Came in from the first day and just went to work. So really proud of him and really glad to have him.
There you go. And Southern Air for a long time has been the sponsor of our Cool Play of the game. They do it for all of the 8 teams that we cover around the area. Two of them are going on tonight, too.
So I'm sitting here trying to think. You got Alex's glance, you got the punt return, you got the block punt. All those could be nominees. Is it one of those 3?
Yes, it is one of those 3. Would you like to take a guess at what it was? And this comes into the point that I butchered on the call, and you don't. I think I made a good recovery on there, but
I remember
so
it now.
it's the punt return or it's the block punt. It's one of those 2 because
Well,
you can tell he's not on Facebook.
No, that's correct because he was. No, he absolutely
no
isn't.
social media for me.
So no, the punt return was one of those that we really thought hard about.
Yeah.
But the work that Trey Williams does coming off of the side. Z9, they call him, and I'll tell you, here comes the flub in that. Gets it, blocks it, comes right off the edge. Jackson Townsend with the scoop and score. So, in essence, that was a punt return, too. So, we combined those, if you will. But so congratulations on that play on the block punt by Trey Williams and the scoop and score, albeit not much to it from Jackson Townsend for the touchdown that got things going. Congratulations to those guys. So, in there, I'm excited about it because it's a block punt and I'm fired up and it's early season and and they call him Z9 and you got K5 that are defensively. So what you think I called him? K9. All right. As I'm doing that, and a minute later, in my best announcer brain that is diminishing daily. No, but so yes, and I said, oh, that's not it. I said, hey, I messed this up, and I called him K9, but that's okay because he got some dog in him. And so I thought I recovered out of that okay.
He certainly does. He is a special one. Yeah, no doubt. Now, where's the K9 come from?
Well,
Z9, sorry. Now you got me doing it.
I started calling him that last week because I talked to him because football nowadays, it's run so fast. Every play is run so fast. So I only have a few seconds. So I'm like, man, if I say Trey Williams or if I say zone, I said, man, can I just say Z9? And he said, yes, sir, no problem. So trying to simplify it a little bit.
The very first week that we're moving into that, I butcher it, but you got your K's and your Z's and all of these things.
That's right. Work out, right? We all have things to improve on.
But, Coach, you were correct. You were correct on the punt return because that was the determining factor on Kaysen being the player of the week.
Absolutely.
What was the punt return?
Big punt return. And, I'm proud of the way he responded to, muff the first one, and then, he doesn't field the next one. It's like, dude, don't lose your confidence. You're a player. We believe in you. Be aggressive. Try and talk about be aggressive. Don't be careless. Don't be reckless. But be aggressive.
I don't know if you heard his answer when we talked to him about it. And our talk with Noble and Kaysen was phenomenal on there, too. And they said they thrive a little off of people looking at him and going, oh, well, JT's gone and these are just sophomores. They just smile real big about that. But
and Vaughn, I want to give Vaughn a little love, too. JT and Vaughn.
Look, ain't no doubt about it.
Last year, too.
Wearing the blue and orange over at Louisiana Christian University, so that's great. So I said, what are you thinking on there when you see that? He said, well, I was running and I saw the end zone and nobody around me, so I said, I might as well go score.
Absolutely.
Well, that just about sums it up as best it can. And so we talked about the one after that. When it bounces around, he's letting it go out of bounds, but it kicks back in. That oblong football will do some crazy things. He said, so I got it. And I said, well, I just soon run now. It's like, I guess you will,
Kaysen. He came close to scoring again.
Look, that's a great bunch of guys, so congratulations to Kaysen Williams. He is our Sabine State Bank Player of the Game. Our lineman of the week, we said Jay Spikes. Congratulations to him. Although he's not here, Jace, that's just the way it goes sometimes.
I don't see him.
No, that was to the camera there.
Right there.
Oh,
there he
okay.
is. There he is.
Yep.
There's Jace.
Yeah,
we can get his attention. Y'all can get him up here.
There you go. Congratulations to him.
He's hugging X. So
for that.
They're they're in another world right now.
Look, it's just you get
Part
down
of being
there
a teenager, right?
in that area that's outside. So yeah, we'll be able to visit with him, Coach. But man, it's early in the season, but I love the chemistry, the bond,
Camaraderie.
and the work ethic is second to none.
Yep, camaraderie. I mean, that's what it is. Every day's a struggle. No days are perfect. There's certainly personality conflicts and all that stuff, but what we're trying to accomplish as a team is what drives us. The team goals bigger than the individual goals. So that's awesome. Come on, Jace.
Yeah, I'm going to throw this at Nick. You sit back down. Send him over here. I'm going to let you two have this segment on there too. So that's called an audible, is what I just delivered there. I'm going to get up for a second. I'll let you have this one.
So, Coach, while we're waiting on Jace, what you said about Kaysen with the punt return, the muff punt, then the punt return right after. I mean, isn't that the great thing about? I mean, that's life in general. But isn't that the great thing about sports?
Correct. Is the ability to bounce back from when you face some adversity, and it parallels life in a lot of ways, and it is ultimately the bigger thing of what we're doing as we're pursuing winning ball games. There's a lot of lessons being taught. So. Right. Very proud of him for that. Very proud of this one right here. He doesn't know. He was come on, give it to him. He's the
Express
lineman.
Pro Lineman of the Week for week number 2. And Jay Spikes, he's joining us now. So, Jace, appreciate that. Number 24, senior. Said this is your second year at Ash?
Yes, sir.
Okay, came down. Your dad's an administrator, so you guys moved down whenever.
That's always fun, isn't it, right? There's some perks to it, but then there's some things where it's like, my dad being a coach, and it's great, though. You're there with your dad, and, there's a lot of, memories that he didn't even realize are being created that they'll look back on for a lifetime. His dad's incredible. I think he's been a tremendous asset to our school community and our school culture, and the same thing I could say about Jace as far as our locker room culture, our team culture, what he brings to the locker room and to our hallways has been great. And, it's early in the season, so we still got a lot of football left to play, but I'm not really a question asker, so Nick's going to have to figure out, how you can
I know one
tell
thing.
us about yourself or give you a moment or whatever. I can talk about you, but
the last thing about your dad, I know he's got good style because he had the same jacket on at the documentary that I did, so I gotta give him credit there. No, just making a transfer from, because you were a sophomore at Ouachita, correct?
Yes,
you
sir.
came here your junior year. Yes, okay. What was the biggest difference? I'm not talking about football. What was the biggest difference leaving Ouachita Parish and coming to Central Louisiana?
Well, when I was up north, that's where I grew up, so all my friends was up there.
Okay.
So, a big change with my friends and stuff. But when I got here, everybody took me as one, family. So it was big, but once I started getting to know everybody, it just clicked right in.
And another thing about sports, having a team, I mean, it kind of easy. Matter of fact, you probably knew more people at Ash, before you even the first day of school because of probably fall camp last year, your junior year. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So
and he gets to keep his friends. I mean, I know when we went up there last year, they all taking pictures with him. That's
right.
the great thing about this. I mean, your friends are your friends. The relationships you build, they last, and so he's just building more relationships. I mean, those relationships last. Watching your boys right here, actually, your old boys, but you know what I'm saying. I mean, watching them right here against Sterlington, but been a great asset to our team, and excited about this senior season that we're fixing to have.
Other than football, any interest? I mean, you have any other sports or any clubs or? What?
I do powerlifting.
Okay.
Football, so.
Nothing wrong with that. Ash has a tradition of powerlifting, so it's a good program there. What about and this is just one of my favorite questions. Okay. Not talking about place to eat because we're at walk-ons, but what's your favorite food? One meal.
I love me a good steak, lobster, and asparagus.
Okay. Hey, he's from up north. He said he's from up north. The lobster. My parents were from Connecticut, so I could appreciate that.
Yes,
you like seasoned lobster? Or you like it just? You like it seasoned? Yes. See, where I'm from, we boiled it with salt water, opened it up, and put a little butter on it. But that was it. My wife actually introduced me to a lot of seasoning down here. But no, we look forward to. What about after school? Are you going to try to play after high school? You going to try to play at the next level?
Most definitely.
What interest you have? Are you still working on that?
Still working on that, but know, I want to continue my football career.
Well, I know your coaches. I know they're great at that, but anything we could do here at 446, I mean, you know, just let us know. Any footage you need that we can, you know, that we can provide as well. But yeah, man, we're going to go to our last break of the night. Jay Spikes, the Express Pro Lineman of the Week. So congratulations to him. Good job on that one, and we look forward to seeing you. Yeah, we look forward to seeing the rest of the season. Yeah, X was clapping for you. So, like I said, you're watching the Thomas Bachman Show on 446 Sports. We'll be right back.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save the day. From keeping you comfortable to plumbing repairs and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, your one-stop solution for AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. As the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right all year round. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $6,000.
Find a dealer near you at LouisianaKubotaDealers.com.
Certainly a look at our title sponsor of Ash Trojan football there, Kubota Dealers of Louisiana. We go by and check out your local Kubota dealer. They're bringing you Ash Trojan football all year. We are back. It is the Thomas Bachman Show brought to you by Sadler's Towing. And, Coach, have you seen their new wrapped truck that they've got?
I have.
Look,
that's very good.
I'm glad that I get to see it at their place and not when I'm on the side of the road having to go get it. But you just make the call. Not only I saw them today in a picture. They made a call that was an interesting one that I guess somebody missed the drive-through, and I don't want to get in, but I did see the big truck and the new logo and all of that. So we're grateful of those folks. Of course, walk-ons. This is year 6 that we've been coming to walk-ons, and Chris and the gang here, just everybody's amazing.
It's been a while.
It's been a lot of fun, and looking to 10, 15, 20 more years of it, Coach.
Yeah, let's keep it going one day at a time and one season at a time. It's hard to believe we're already in week 3, and this is going, and certainly enjoying it off to a good start. Looking forward to the challenge, of 23 hours from now, that Destrehan presents.
And you guys will head out about 12:30. Does that get in the way of the lunch chicken that you have, or is that this year?
I honestly don't know. I don't think so. I think that we should be fine of getting a little early lunch, late breakfast there.
If I recall, it's been chocolate chip cookies and then chicken at lunch. Are you getting the chocolate chip cookies this year?
The pregame meal, I usually would eat a chocolate chip cookie or two. I don't really eat much more after we eat some Popeyes there in the morning, about 11 o'clock, 11:15. I usually don't eat again until after the game. on occasion, I steal a few of the kids' chocolate chip cookies in the pregame meal, but all kinds of nerves. The closer we get to the game, more anxious I get. You know, just don't want to feel full. Want to be ready for kickoff.
Look, one of the things Nick noticed, Nick will tell you, in your years of coaching on there, he agreed with it. You'll see there are times that you're down putting the pylons out, or you're bringing the water bottles out, and Nick's like, that's not because there's not somebody that'll do it. He's just a little antsy. Nick, is it? Tell me.
Well, I mean, first of all, you would want to. You take pride. You want to make sure everything's done. Okay, but also it's just the fact that you just can get your mind. Can get your mind at peace. Can just kind of calm down.
And then, there's not really a whole lot left. You're just waiting on kickoff, and I don't know. I like to stay busy.
Yep.
Got a great staff. Really proud of what we have going on at our school and all the support that we get and how hard these coaches work and the roles that have taken where there was time where there was a couple of us doing all that.
Yeah. Right.
As it's grown and people have jumped on board, it's been pretty awesome.
Yeah, sure.
So just I don't know. That handling the trip tomorrow, just when we get done with walkthroughs in the morning, run-throughs in the morning, next thing where you're really into it is kickoff. You're into it, and just trying to make sure that you've done everything that you can do, from knowing the opponent, so that you can put the kids in situations to have success.
Right.
That is. Yes, players make plays, all that. We have a responsibility as coaches to put them in situations to make plays. And, just trying to be thorough with that. You're never done thinking about the game. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You're occupied or preoccupied.
Right.
And it'll certainly be that way from now till kickoff.
Coach, you got a couple of players back this week. It looks like that you were telling me that
Jayton is available to be in uniform, and we'll see the extent of that. He's looked good this week in practice.
What does it fit? Not just his presence on the field, but his leadership being out there in uniform.
Well, it's another dynamic player that we feel really good about. That's been there, done that in big moments, and so it gives you some confidence that you have some depth and you have some playmaking ability, and they're really good at wideout, really talented.
Right.
Got some guys that can really go, and so matching up with that just gives us a little bit more depth with people that have been there, done that. Getting Jayton back in uniform.
Wearing number 2 this year. So he will be in a different number.
From 11 to 2.
Yep. Be the first time we see him.
Yeah, I saw 11. I saw Bryson in that, and I was like, okay. And so if you'll remember, Jimmy had 2 last year too, and that's
Jayton was 11. So
that's right. So
looks good on him. He wore it as a freshman in freshman ball. So it's not the first time I've seen him in it. So
well, it's exciting to get going, Coach, and just to have that test, because Destrehan is going to be what Destrehan is, and let's talk about them. They're a very well coached ball club. There's no doubt about it. We didn't see their quarterback last year on there. But he's back, and as you said, a really good signal caller again. So let's take a look at that Destrehan team now.
Yeah, well, it starts with being well coached, coming from a program that has been there, done that at the highest levels, and played great competition, and has already played great competition this year. Opening the year with Catholic Baton Rouge, in the program that they are. So they've been tested there for 4 quarters, but quarterback's a 3-year starter. Tailback's a returning starter. I got 2 offensive linemen that are back. The number 4 kid that is committed to LSU and extremely explosive. They use him in a variety of ways. They're moving him around, making you account for him. He's out wide. He's in the slot. They'll put him in the backfield and push him out and do some stuff. They put him at the Wildcat quarterback. So there's just a lot of different ways that you have to account for where he is on the field and what they're trying to do. I think 17, the quarterback, is a great operator. He can make, he can make every throw on the field.
Right.
So you're accountable for the width of the field and the length of the field, because he can stretch you. So, that would create some stress, covering all that space that they can attack you in, offensively. you have your hands full, and I think that they do a great job, calling plays, setting plays up, layering things. They're great formationally. They're really good with personnel groupings. There's a little bit of, similarities and some of the things that, our kids do see every day, in practice, simulating some of it. From a schematic standpoint, I do feel like that we can do that. And, then it comes down to handling the personnel, because they do present some issues with the way that they poke and prod and attack. So big challenge there, defensively. A lot of really good players. They returned 22 started against us last year. They got I think he's committed to Louisiana Tech. Talking to Alex, they got a corner, number 5, committed to Louisiana Tech. Really good player. There's big across the defensive front. I want to say the nose is like 280. Plays really well with his hands. Fast, athletic linebackers. That's what they're known for. They've got very athletic kids that are long and rangy, and that's certainly the case this year. Multiple on defense. The ability to they're really sound. They try and limit explosive plays, and they run to the football and tackle. So. Guy made a field goal. Their first points of the year was a field goal, so they've got some the ability to hold you accountable in the kicking game. It's a football program, and it's a really good team that we're excited about the challenge. These are the ones I think you look forward to as a competitor, right? These are the ones.
One thing, Coach, I was really surprised to see how much Mac, the commitment was on the offense side of the ball.
Played defense. Had a 102-yard pick six in week 1.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because on the defense, on the goal line, he's playing linebacker. Yep. Exactly.
Playing linebacker.
And
he played a little bit of corner.
Right.
I think they've had him at safety. Obviously, you get an athlete like that, and he's the kick returner, so he's going to be really dangerous, with his speed there.
Having a weapon like Eli to help with that.
Yes, 100%. He can be the great equalizer of don't let that guy become a factor, by kicking in the end zone. But we can't take that for granted that he's gonna. We've got to cover.
That's correct.
We've got to run down there, and we've got to cover. And if and when we don't get the end zone, we got to be looking forward to, hey, that's a bonus for us, because now you're not going to get it to 20. We're going to pin you inside the 20. We need to create our own mentality when that comes. If and when he's not going to miss the end zone, but if he does miss the end zone, that we're not taking it for granted or taking a play off. And that's been a point of emphasis from the get-go, and it's certainly been a point of emphasis this week. But
and then the offense, their quarterback he can make all the throws, but when he gets a chance to run, he's quick.
Absolutely,
he can run.
He extends plays.
Yeah.
There's quarterback design runs that they hold you accountable with. There's a lot of different things. His scramble ability.
Right.
He's a really good player. I was really impressed with him. He hurt his knee in week 1 last year against Catholic, and was out for a couple of weeks. And I was really impressed, and I can still remember standing on the field talking to him. The way he competed, like you could tell he was hurt.
Right.
And he competed through the end of that game. It was in the pouring down rain. You just got a glimpse into the character of a young man through a film.
Right.
All right, this kid's a competitor. So I'm very impressed with him.
Look, it's one of those games that you see on the schedule, and you just figure that it's not going to be like the first two. When you schedule ahead, Destrehan is what Destrehan is. And
we don't ever anticipate them going anyway.
That's right.
We only control our side of things, and that's all we've ever focused on is what do we control, and that's the same thing. We want to give credit where credit's due, but we're focused on us. We're focused on the group of kids that we're taking down there. We're focused on how we want to play, our plans of attack in the 3 phases of the game. Those are the things that we control, and that's the way we've always done. We're going to play our game. We're going to play with great effort. We're going to play fundamentally sound, And but going to give them credit because they certainly present some challenges for you.
Yeah, but you guys have shown that you are a team that will start fast this season, and the ability just again, and I've talked about it a lot too. Take the effort off of offense, take the great play and effort off of defense. Special teams has been great, but these guys just know what each other are doing. And even Kaysen and Noble, just talking to them, it just, they made it sound like, they said, look, we talked about them catching the ball out of the backfield, and they said, well, back when we were freshmen, all we did was we ran the ball a lot. I was like, dude, that's last year. They've grown up so much since the very first scrimmage down at Acadiana up till where we're at now. This group has bonded so well.
Yeah, I mean, this is a team that should get better with every game that's played. I mean, feel good about where we are now, but also understand that there's a lot of room for growth, and this is a long season, and that's what we want to do. We want to grow. We want to get better. You want to be playing your best ball at the end of the year. Want to be playing good ball now. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that, but we'll improve with each and every game, and that'll certainly start tomorrow night with these guys. I mean, it's ready for tomorrow morning. I'm ready to get back out there and get in that run through and opening sequences, situational football. Want to do a good job with that. I know the kids will be ready to play come 7 o'clock.
And y'all get out there at what time in the morning?
7:13. You're late at 7:13.
That's right. If you're on time, you're late. Look, guys, it's been a tremendous show tonight. Very excited to get ready for Week 3 action. That is tomorrow night. Again, we tell you, don't watch us. Make the trip down there. It's not that bad of a trip once you get down there. It's just fun once you get down there. It's not so bad. Is there Piccadilly in y'all's future tomorrow? That always. And look, there's not a trip that doesn't involve Piccadilly.
Yeah, we've been stopping at this one particular Piccadilly when we go that way. And it's been a while. I guess you got to go back to maybe McKinley.
I can tell you when.
McKinley?
Clark quarterfinals. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. And on the way to play Brother Martin, too.
Yep.
I'm a big Piccadilly fan, and my wife's not, so that's why I remember these things.
I know when we played EA down there, East Ascension that year, we stopped. When we played McKinley in the playoffs, yes, the two playoff games when we were in New Orleans.
The McKinley game was the stuck on the bridge game, I believe, and y'all got there a little bit later on there.
Yep. And that's always the challenge, and sometimes you don't look to play because getting over the bridge can be a challenge.
Yes.
It always stresses you out. So when do you leave? It's very, very, So hopefully, if we get out of there a little bit before 12:30 tomorrow, get over the bridge, be eaten before 3 o'clock is the goal. If anybody's got any control over the bridge, let them know we're coming through about 2:30 to get out the way.
That's right. Well, guys, it's been a tremendous night tonight. Congratulations to our player of the game, Kaysen Williams, our lineman of the week, Jay Spikes. And then, of course, our play of the game was the blocked punt by Z9, Trey Williams. Jackson Townsend picks it up and goes to the house. One of 2 special teams touchdowns on the night. So certainly exciting. Big thanks to our folks at Walk-Ons here that have opened their doors to us for 6 years now. Next week, as a bit of housekeeping again to remind you, we will be on campus. We will not be here. We'll be on campus, and that show will go probably, it normally starts a little bit early that we get going out there. And the idea behind that is so everybody go to the parade and then can just ease over. But we invite you to come out there. It is such a wonderful tradition. We started doing the show 2 years ago from there on homecoming because everybody was there. And it was just me and you, Coach, here on homecoming night, which is cool. Don't get me wrong. But
everybody's involved in the parade. And, the community really turns out. And Jackson Street is full of people. And it's a great event. Be looking forward to it,
but that's next week. We got a lot to take care of it. This is just for our Thomas Bachman Show fans that make it out. We're going to have a great night. Of course, big thanks out to Sadler's Towing. Without them, we're not able to do a lot of the things that we do. So a big shout out to them as well. From my co-host Nick Magnano and head coach Thomas Bachman, I am Doug Gann. God bless you all and good night.